Back live in Los Angeles. Welcome to Good Morning LaLa. And we are honored to have Monica Ortiz. She is the founder of An Exceptional Life Institute.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what that is.
Well, basically, we help people find their life. We help people who need help healing in any aspect of their life, be it relationships, career, healing. Sometimes people come to us who are actually physically sick or have some mental issues, have addictions, and they want to stop or they want to start something. And so that's what they do. They come to us and we
I want to dive a little deep.
Okay.
I want to get a little, because we have a lot of coaches on here, and there's so many coaches around the world.
Yes.
And I want to challenge. I want to have this be a conversation that people are like, I want to listen to this. Okay.
Okay.
So, what is it that sets you apart? Why you? Why this institute? Tell us something that I want to know. Like, because anybody could become a coach.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, what is it about you that you felt like I am? You know, I want to teach this. I want to do this.
She is exceptional.
Yeah.
Yes, actually that's true. Anybody can become a coach. It's a really easy certification. Why me is because I'm actually part Native American, and I'm actually 9 different ethnicities, Native American being one of them. And my grandfather was Native American, and so I got put on this path of, I always knew I wanted to help people, so I got put on this path of helping people. And so I was doing it for probably 20-something years. And then everybody was saying, life coach, life coach, life coach. And so I decided to go ahead and do that. But what I do is actually help people in a different way than life coaches do, or lifestyle coaches do, or kind of the other coaches that are out there. And I'm not putting them down. Everybody has their own respective thing, and they're, you know, really great at what they do. What I actually do is I get into you. I've had people tell me that I actually can go in and take your soul out and kind of fix it and then put it back very lovingly and gently. And so it's, again, no matter what situation that you're having, I've been through years and years and years and years and years of training so that I can help you.
It seems much more like a spiritual experience than just let's analyze and put a compass and GPS on my life.
Absolutely.
Fix my soul.
It's fixing mind, body, and spirit.
Do you attribute some of it to your ancestral lineage? Because I know that
Absolutely.
You know, yeah, there's some serious roots there.
Yes,
and,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And what we're taught is to heal a person, to have somebody come to you for healing. It's a serious, serious thing. And they're putting their life into your hands. And so you take it seriously. And then it creates a really special bond between you and the person that you're actually helping. Yeah.
What would you say is the most important aspect to healing?
Being 100% committed to it. Yeah.
Amen, sister.
And that's from both sides.
Yes. Me as the person working with you, I have to be 100% committed to you, and you as the person really wanting to change whatever it is that you're wanting to change have to be 100% committed to it.
That's really interesting that you mentioned commitment, because that's something I've been doing a lot of soul work
Okay.
for a long time, for years, and I don't do it perfectly.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean I'm not 100% committed. And I think that's where I kind of get caught up, because then I feel guilty or ashamed, or I shouldn't have made that call. I shouldn't have had that extra cocktail. I should say focus on this. But how do you stay on track mentally in that and in forgiving yourself?
Well, I think the first forgiveness has to be there's no perfect. So you're defining perfect by what people are telling you, and you have to define perfect by what you find within yourself. And that's where you find your beauty, and that's where you find your comfort, and that's where you find your safety.
And that's also where I find my spiritual baggage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and again, you have to figure out what that spiritual baggage is for you. What does that mean to you? And then how are you going to approach it to heal it? And so what somebody does is they come to me and they say, listen, Monica, I have this issue. And then I say, okay, well, that's spiritual baggage. Now we need to define it completely for you, what that means for you, because it's different for Rob. It's different for Erin. And now we've got to fix it based on you, just you.
Where do you
Only
even
you.
start with that?
Asking a lot of questions. A lot of questions. All my clients do tons of homework. They can tell you they do tons and tons of homework. It's work just tailored for you. And that's why we're different, because healing is not one size fits all. And so we take each individual, we analyze each individual, and then we set them on their own path.
So we know from science that the conscious mind is maybe 1%, maybe 5% at the most. It's all subconscious.
Yes.
So how do you deal with the subconscious?
We deal with subconscious by, again, asking lots and lots of questions and bringing that subconscious entity, let's call it an entity, up to the surface. Let's see what's really going on in here. I call them roots, actually. So let's see what roots you're dealing with. And
So funny. We were playing this song, I've
Literally.
Got No Roots, this morning.
Yes.
Because that's something that I've been like really struggling with. I'm kind of a nomad right now and in between places. And I was like, Rob, I've got this new theme. I've got no roots. My home is not on the ground. So it's really interesting though, because to associate that with like the roots spiritually.
absolutely.
And it's interesting, just to play off that for 1 second, and the one thing that Jess and I were saying was that, even if you look in spiritual text, even like the Bible, the Son of Man has no place to lay his head. It's a very rootless kind of experience.
Right.
So part of the work then is helping people understand that and reconnect.
Absolutely. When we're going to talk about, since we're speaking about roots, one of the things, because I travel a lot for what I do, I give lectures all around the world and help people all around the world. People from different countries call me on Skype. We do Skype calls all the time. Thank you for Skype. And so I realized when I was doing so much traveling, you don't have a home, basically. And so at some point you start feeling a little disconnected because you don't have a home. And what I realized is I needed to create my home within myself.
Where do you
make that-
even start?
Yeah, well, it was a big journey. I had to understand what home meant for me and what comfort meant for me so that when I traveled to each place that I would feel safe and comfortable and happy.
So what does home mean to you?
Having a connection, meaning I can pick up the phone and call my friends anytime I needed. Sometimes, as you know, dealing with people in different situations, when you're as invested as I am, it's very hurtful. I feel other people's pain. And so home for me means, hey, Rob, can I talk to you? So having that connection, always knowing that my Wi-Fi's, all working or whatnot. Also, I take a very special candle with me, a scent that smells really good to me. I carry that with me as well. I make sure that just having that peace of mind for me. My favorite book, sometimes I'll go, oh, okay, you know what? I want to read this book on my journey. And so I'll take that book with me.
I've got a new book to read on my journey. Universe 101.
So home is you finding, again, when at your house, don't you decorate it the way you want it, the way that makes you feel good? It's the same with kind of carrying it in your suitcase, so to speak. Carrying it inside is having it decorated the way I want it decorated.
Thich Nhat Hanh speaks beautifully about that. He's a Buddhist monk, and I wonder, I like him as an author. What are some of the authors and teachers that have inspired you?
Well, Einstein.
What book have you read of his?
I love Einstein, and I'm going to talk about my book in relation to Einstein. I got a little bit of criticism because it's so tiny and because it's written so simply. But I took Einstein's, if you know you're well enough, you can explain it to the person who's, I hate to say this, but not on your level, so to speak. You can explain it in the simplest way if you know it well enough, and you'll be able to teach anybody, no matter if they're in 8th grade or if they have a PhD or if they're 5 years old or if they're 92. And so that's really how I read, or how I wrote Universe 101.
It's one of my favorite quotes. I just love that, and it's exactly the reason I love this book so much.
Yeah, who
really,
wants to
I do.
read more than that?
I am an avid reader, like a voracious reader. I want to read everything because I feel like I just have so much to learn. And I have found that very thin books like this, written by fantastic authors like you, have the most profound insight, much more than lots of the very, very long books that are very dense. And they are almost like arrows. They shoot straight to your heart.
Yes.
And that's what I love about this book.
Thank you.
Yeah, really fantastic.
What was your
Thank
mission
you.
with this book?
The mission was to really, well, there's one big mission, and it's just healing the world. That is the mission. And so I started with Universe 101, and Universe 101 has all the universal principles in it so that you can lead your most successful life. And that's part of success is being happy so that you can live your most happiest, most successful life. And I always knew that there was going to be Universe 202, which was all of the lessons that I teach people, like the actual work that people are doing. But Universe 101 was set up to teach you the groundwork, to get the principles in there, to get you understanding what the principles are, that if you follow these simple things, you can be absolutely exceptional.
We can learn, we can grow, we can evolve.
Absolutely.
I love that. I love what you're saying there, because what I hear you saying is that sort of like the intro course is learning the principles, and the advanced to the graduate level is applying them.
Yes, yes.
It's just applying them.
Yes.
That's where the hard work
Yes,
comes in.
absolutely, absolutely. And my clients can tell you sometimes it is a little hard because, you know, we'll do sessions and then I'll give them always homework to go home with, and they'll go, oh, this is so easy. You just ask the most simple questions. And then the next time when they actually send me the homework, I get a little note like, I really didn't like you while I was doing that work, but I got through it, and now I feel so great. You know, that question was just exactly what I needed.
Thank you so much for all your work for the world, and it's really beautiful, important. You know, women rising, and
yes,
you know,
yes,
thank you so
absolutely.
much for everything. Looking forward to the book. Love the cover. We have to take a little break. We'll come back. We're gonna have another interview, but we'll bring you back at the end. So,
Oh, thank you.
so nice to meet you. So stay tuned, you guys. We'll be right back.